Alessio. I don't know why they changed the clock. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, fuck. How do I look? Look, man, it's all I can afford right now, okay? Well, I have 5... The Italian man just shows his face every once in a while. That's because I'm more into the Shank story. That hobby? Senor Shanks. Oh, I mean, what do you guys propose? Look, there he is. Oh, excuse me. What the fuck? Yes, hello, Italian man.
Hey, what's going on? Where did you come from?
My mother?
Oh, all right. God bless her. Yeah.
How we doing?
Oh, doing great. I think that guy over there would like to see if I have Italian shooters.
Oh, no shit. Oh, for fuck. What's up, kid? I mean, how you doing?
Good.
Which one, Joey? Which one?
It went off.
He went off.
He rode away on a horse, I think.
You guys
He's
ready?
in the tan.
Gianni.
He's
Busy.
Yeah, he's a little busy. He should be back soon.
Hey, quick. You guys want to go upstairs real quick? Cause
Yeah.
Sure. Ah, do we have Italian shooters?
Make
Nothing
sure
close to
whisper.
the street.
Yeah, just make sure you're whispering.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. We gotta test at some point how thick these floors are. If people can still hear
Actually,
us
yeah.
underneath.
You wanna go down there real quick, Alessio?
Yeah. Alright, go. Yeah, I'm not hearing anything.
All right.
Could you hear us by the door?
No.
No, it's right here. Okay, good. All right. So, so that's Rudy. The guy I told you was like I tried to tell you this a couple times, but like he's a 100% outlaw and wants to rob shit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He found the guy on the last day, right? And and he didn't buy anything or sell anything because he was like, "Oh, I'll be able to, come back,
Yeah,
whatever,"
I'll
right?
come back. Yeah.
Now, you know, I just kind of did my thing and just talked with him,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of was talking to him about the business, and I was talking about native shit first, right? Maybe what they offer, does he have any native friends that'd be willing to talk? He's like, yeah, I got a couple, maybe. I can see what they say first. Most people do know about you, and I was like, okay, well, that's good to hear. But I'll see, I'll gauge, some interest with them, you know. Uh, I was like, well, on the other side of business things, what do you do, Rudy? And he was like, well, I I forgot what he said, but it was kind of slick as fuck. I'm not gonna lie, but it was basically saying that he's
It's
a
fucking
criminal.
good.
Um, I forgot what he said. It was actually like good too.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and I kind of gauged the aspect on that, and he jumped into it and was like, well, you know, do you know where this black market is? And I was like, well, I did know, and I know someone who does know now. Are you looking for something? And he was like, well, I've been wanting to maybe tip over a store, but you need a lockpick. And I was like, okay, that's, good to know. And, well, the guy does give you a lockpick. He's like, yeah, I did see that. And I was like, he's like, I'd be willing to throw a lot of money in to buy this location of the guy now. And I said, well, I can see what I can do for you, engage in interest on my behalf as if I am, but with your money. And he was like, okay, I can do that. Basically keeping him anonymous as if I'm buying it, right? Um, and then I was like, if that's doesn't exactly work out with this certain guy, um, and he was like, he's like, I mean, I might know them. And I was like, yeah, exactly. So I will, I'll keep your name out of it, like I'm keeping their name out of this. Everything's confidential. Just information is really it. He was like, fair enough. Um, and then I said if the location isn't up for grabs, what he contains, I'm sure will be, and I can get a price on that and still get you those. He was like, well, that will do as well, but of course, push for the location itself. I'd prefer, and I said, yeah, that's fair enough. Um, I got his telegram. It's Kingsley, Ley. That's Rudy. And then the blonde one is his brother. His name is also Rudy. So they're both Rudies. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, definitely outlaws. And they have a decently, I would say like 8 guys I've seen
That's
uh,
good.
that they ride around with. So, and I told him, I said, you do understand that if I do this for you, I want to know what is the outcome. He was like, oh, trust me, I will tell you, um, especially since I'm going to need more, and I'm sure you'd want to know. And I said, I can assure you it's probably those little coin baggies that you sell at, the bank right now. And he's like, yeah, that's what we were thinking.
Yeah.
And so, and he was like, fuck. He's like, yeah, I can mostly assume you don't get your hands dirty. It's all the information, and I'm willing to, give that up for you for what you're doing for me. And I was like, all right, that's fair enough, and we can do that. And of course, I might upcharge you a little bit after, of course, the price that's given for, the location or the lockpicks, just because I'm middlemaning here. And he was like, I also understand that. And I said, I'm also not gonna fuck you, um, on the price, of course, and just fucking upsell the fuck out of you. He's like, well, yeah, I would hope not, because and so yeah, I mean that was kind of the basics of that. It was most of it was the native shit. So the end there was more of that, um, but yeah.
Did John earlier
Uh,
give me any inkling towards maybe selling the location?
not really, no. Yeah, I would say no. But it wasn't also like I was looking for it, I guess.
Okay.
I guess.
Now, I love everything you just said, right? Me, I would say, if John was receptive to selling it, that we don't let Rudy know that you got that. You tell Rudy, couldn't get the whole thing, but I can get you the pics. Because then that's how we keep making money.
Well,
We
yeah.
keep supplying him the steady supply of pics and the lock pics until they end up finding it.
Yeah, I was kind of gonna say like I'm on the same page as I was kind of just
Just
probably
pull
gonna,
back out if we need to.
I was probably just gonna, you know, say that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
we
know
got
that
the rest
it still
at my
scares me a
house.
little bit. Yeah, it still
Yeah,
scares me
we got
just a
the
little
rest
bit.
of it.
that's
But
beautiful.
yeah,
Good
I
shit.
like that one. You can do it. I believe it.
He's a superstitious cigar smoking freak. I'm not gonna say it. Fucking idiot. So things are working out good, huh?
Oh, that's going great, yeah.
Happy
why
to
am I
hear it.
still so like slumped over, bro? I've been smoking and shit and everything.
You been eating and drinking?
Yeah. Oh, it's because I'm really hurt still.
Where's Dr. Flo?
You're whispering, what?
Yeah, where's Dr.
I think
Flo?
she might be out with one of the doctors. I don't know. I know she's around somewhere. She's, an intern for a couple days, so she has to always be with the doctor somewhere.
I see.
Yeah. But she's been here pretty much all day doing that shit. You might need to go upstairs and, wash your face maybe to kind of get yourself out of that slump.
Yeah. I mean, the storm's coming. I'm all right
Oh,
now,
yeah,
I
that's
guess,
true.
and I probably won't be coming that back after the storm.
Yeah, I forgot it's that late.
Yeah.
God, I love this place.
Mhm.
All I'm saying it's missing is right here. On the outside of where this window is, one of those little tables and two chairs.
Two chairs. Yeah.
Yeah, have a nice little coffee and a smoke outside would be fantastic.
Mhm. I'm sure once we own this, maybe you can inquire. That's
I was gonna say something else, but yep.
Maybe that furniture store one day opens up. You never know.
that too.
Yeah, not ready for it yet. Trust me.
Did you just wake up?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were around.
He probably went over to the stables, but it's gonna be my time to call it a night. It's okay, late. Oh, look at that.
No, it'd be nice. City has it.
Say that again? Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm way past my bedtime. I'm usually 2 hours behind, but figured I'd stop by and say hello
I
and
would.
try to put some time in.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all about the company and the time, honestly. Good
What are you
times.
looking for? Pipe?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Breaking your heart one moment at a time.
The pipe man.
Yeah. Listen, it's building
right.
up. Trust me.
I'm digging the new hair, Joey.
Where is Beck?
It's grown on me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looks good.
I was playing around with it at the barber the first day, and I was telling Flo, I was like, I don't think I could ever do a slick back. And then like 5 minutes later, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have him cut it like this and see how it goes. And now I don't think I'm gonna go back.
I'll see you tomorrow.
It looks good.
Distinguished, lawyer.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Is that so?
This is my lawyer. I'm definitely going to jail.
You're going to jail for sure, brother.
That's right.
You need a contract, I got you.
Alright,
You want me to
well, you take
defend
care.
you?
You have a good night,
I
yeah?
told that to Flo. Look, I'm gonna whisper here because I will defend other people. But I told Flo, I was like, I can assure you, I will not defend any of us ever in court because there's pretty much everyone else is smarter than me when it comes to actual defense. I fucking lied my ass off through that bar exam, and the only reason I really passed, first of all, my test score was somehow better than the fucking attorney that I was in there with, which was hilarious. And then we did closing arguments. All 3 judges, superior judges, were in the building.
Outside.
Oh my God, look who it is.
Hello, Flo.
Good morning.
Good morning. I was at the house the whole time.
I know, I just haven't seen you in hours.
Oh.
Hello, Flo.
You guys want to
know,
go
it's
to the house actually, and we can. film
Yeah, let's do that.
forward
We'll have a
and-
big chat.
Yeah. I mean, and if the storm rolls by, I'll come back and then we can finish the chat too. And whatever.
We should be able to finish the chat. We got 15 or so before
I
the big
just
clouds.
Keep doing a good job, pal.
We going to house now.
Oh, kid, I'm
Beat his ass.
cool.
Beat his ass.
I'm about to.
I'm not gonna lie, that was crazy. That was
Jesus.
bold of you.
Just don't be surprised when you wake up and you don't have fucking pinkies tomorrow, okay? Don't ask me where I put them because I won't tell you.
This stance is crazy.
I know, right?
That was nuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
Quite.
concur.
It's pouring. When we turn this corner, I'm running. I hope you all know.
Yeah, we need umbrellas.
I'm running now. Fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
Ready? Go. Look at that posture. Look at that posture.
Very distinguished.
They call him Alessio Straightback.
That's right.
He's a good
Keep
kid.
Ari away from me.
Oh, he turned that back not so straight.
Okay.
Ah!
Posture. Oh my god.
Oh shit. He
You
said,
keep him away from
Ari
me.
away from me, and I said he's gonna turn that back not so straight. Holy.
Yes.
Oh yes. Quite.
Yes.
You should have seen the
Quite.
Quite.
Look at the way Snyder's walking around. He's
Holy shit. Holy
Oh.
shit.
Oh.
You gotta start playing the Russian folk music for him. Okay.
Play some polka.
Gather round. Let's get a nice circle here. We got
Gather
some
round,
big
children.
shit to talk about.
Oh boy. Send him a chair. Hold on.
Oh, you're gonna sit? Well, okay. Yeah, we don't need to whisper.
wanna
Okay.
sit.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
Sit down, kid.
And I did.
Alright.
I said sit, kid.
Oh my god. Look at this. So it's been a good day. It's been a good day. I'm gonna let Steiny, you wanna tell it again, I'm sure.
Which?
All of it now.
Yeah.
I've been
Do you want me
doctoring all
to
day.
do you want me to give a quick summary, or do you want to just break it all down from
I mean-
top to bottom?
If you're gonna give a summary, you're gonna give good context on certain aspects
Oh
of
gosh,
things.
can somebody please just start
I mean,
talking
yeah.
before
Go.
I lose my
Go.
shit?
Do yeah.
So, obviously, all you guys know that the kid's the one that has most of our relationships going right now, and it's because of his businesses and because he runs around everywhere. So, that's always been great. He was in Sanity today looking for the boat people again, John and them, because he's got that order ready for him. He finally runs into John. John said he's been sending him letters, but, the kid never got any, so some mix-up there, whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
So he asked him if he's got his, order ready, and John, sadly tells him that, just like everybody else, Gianni, the guy that actually owns the boat, is the one that has to pay him. So,
Of course.
shit out of it.
Doesn't know the Gianni?
There's three.
I think it's Gio.
Giovanni.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Joe, okay.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh.
He's the guy that owns the boat that they all call boss, so he may actually be the boss of something else too. But either way. But then, the kid and him just start talking about other shit. And what you know it, the kid being a yapper, and John apparently, I'm hoping it's more that he likes the kid and not that he just kind of is also a big mouth yapper. But I think it is that, he actually trusts and likes the kid. They start talking, and what you know it, he didn't know where that guy was, because that's why he wanted to buy all that gold shit, right? So, he told him a lot of good information, though. He told him that the guy sells lockpicks. He told him that the guy doesn't sell anything explosive. He doesn't sell any dynamite. He doesn't sell anything like that. He mainly sells
No
lockpicks, and I
moonshine.
think, no moonshine, no drugs of any kind, nothing like that.
Just
So the good
lockpicks?
news is,
There was
I think
something
one or
else,
two
but-
other things.
Yeah, but it wasn't like extremely important things, I guess, right now. Or, I don't remember them, but lockpicks is what like perked my.
Yeah, what stood out?
And then he buys essentially everything you get from, digging around for treasure. So
Oh,
again,
that's-
he's not. The good news is it's not like we missed out on something humongous. He's essentially just a fence. That's it. He
Right.
buys gold and he sells locks. Now, big other good news for that shit is, like I said, he buys everything. So even like the gold teeth, the pocket watches, the necklaces, the
right.
shit that the banks don't buy. Now, interesting enough, this is why, my fucking nerdy ass has been keeping a low of the gold prices. John told Steiny that sometimes the bank actually pays better prices than the fence does. The fence changes his prices every time the bank does, because it's the gold
Really?
standard all around the world. It's not just the bank, it's not just the fence. So some days he pays way more and sometimes the bank pays more. But the big news is, the days that the fence pays more, it's like 5 times more.
Holy
Steiny said,
fuck.
like, he even buys gold teeth for like $1. And then he said that sometimes, Steiny sold that gold coin to the bank here in town and he got $1.01. John says sometimes that fence might buy it for almost $5 for one gold coin.
Jesus Christ.
So fence is good money for sure.
And here, I'll tell you this, right? John, from me, is buying the gold teeth for $1. So the gold teeth must be the big thing right now.
Yeah.
Besides probably gold bars.
Right.
But he said the gold chain was 75 cents, which you can't sell at a bank, and the pocket watch is 25, which you can't sell at the bank. So we'd have to get all 3 of those to him. Those are the
Right.
only 3 things we cannot sell at a bank.
Now,
It's,
wait, so he's just telling you all of this willingly? Like,
Uh,
you didn't offer him money or anything?
nope.
He's just telling you this?
so
I'm a
it
D1
got started
yapper.
though.
Come on.
No,
because-
I know that, but that's what
But
I'm-
hold on. There is one good piece of context. That is, remember, Steiny was trying to work a deal with him for jewelry, to move him jewelry.
Right. No, I
So
remember.
there is that context at least.
No, yeah, but that's why I mean, but why would you?
Okay, another context point. He understands that I'm not the one who gets my hands dirty. He understands that I am there for the information.
But you are the ones who get your hands dirty. You're the one who's digging
Yeah,
fucking
he doesn't
grass.
know
You
that.
fucking know that.
The kids like me, we lie.
Sorry, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood. Okay, no, I see.
The kid has painted himself as he has his own crew that goes and gets all the shit, and he will move it to John. And also,
okay.
he tells other people that he'll buy the shit and then move it to John. So John probably thinks the kid is just like himself. He
He's
probably
pushing
thinks he
shit.
has a little bit of crew. He thinks he's probably if John thinks Steiny's in some sort of organization, he definitely doesn't think he's just some low down kid who's digging dirt. You know what I mean? Like, he thinks he's something. And
Right. Okay, that makes a bit
Steiny
more
also
sense.
did mention John has seen him with you and me on multiple occasions. He knows me briefly. We've spoke a couple times. He met us in the general store with Paulie. So John might be smarter than we think, and he might put 2 and 2 together that Steiny, even though his name is Levi Steinhard, hangs out with a bunch of Italians. Paisan, similar. He might just be like, whatever. But, again, I don't think he's a moron that would say this to everybody, because he's not offered it out to anybody. He hasn't tried to sell it to the kid even. He's just letting him know friendly advice of what he buys and doesn't buy. And then if he wants any of that shit, he said he could get it for you, pretty much. So,
Interesting.
I like it, and we got a lot of information from it. Now, on top of it, funny thing is, John didn't find it. As always, John stumbled upon it because he told the kid he was out in the middle of fucking nowhere and was just riding by, either hunting, looking, whatever. And wouldn't you know it, he saw like a group of 3 or 4 horses in the middle of fucking nowhere running around with their heads cut off. As always. Isn't it always like that? There's a bunch of fucking morons running around places that they shouldn't be running around and giving it away for free.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Also,
he followed people, waited for him, and went and found it. Worst part is, he was on a fucking cliff of a mountain that you had to jump down to.
oh,
So John said he would have never found it.
yeah.
Never found it if those guys weren't there.
New information just dropped. FYI, I forgot to tell you. Rudy literally just told me it was in Ainsburg, on one of the cliffs.
You called it.
Oh,
You
the
said it was
old
probably
one?
in that area.
Yeah, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. He literally said, yeah, no, like I found
So
it
everywhere I just
last
checked.
day. Yeah. He said
That's
it was literally on the
insane.
side of a cliff near Ansburg. Like literally like very close to it. Like more near the fucking well.
That's
Yeah.
actually insane.
So we would have never found it either because we were not looking for on fucking cliff sides and mountains until
Yeah,
yesterday.
like you had to jump down to it. Like
Oh,
it was a
okay.
sketchy ass spot. He said
No, that's stupid.
that's both what John
Yeah.
said too. So the info matches up. Like
Yeah. And nobody, I mean, were you able to talk to anybody about anything recently? I mean,
Well,
So
well, yeah.
mission,
Hold on,
that's what
yeah.
we're about
oh,
to
sorry, okay, my bad.
move
Sorry.
towards. So because of that information, that's why Steiny and I went out west because one, we kind of had the guess before we now know that it was probably, we were guessing either Ansburg or somewhere in the Grizzlies where there's mountains. So I was like,
Right.
fuck it, let's go cross out west and just, get it off the list.
Right.
But we also started to think, okay, if this guy's not where anything with moonshine is, if this guy's not where anything fucking drugs are, whatever the drug may be, that means that shit's out there somewhere too. This guy's just a fence. He just sells lockpicks and he buys shit you probably
Right.
knock off from general stores and grave digging. That's
There's
it.
probably going to be multiple guys who sell different things.
Yeah. So, on a different topic that got our mind going is Steiny said that, you remember when we were first growing tobacco, Flo, and we couldn't find rolling papers?
Yeah.
And I told Gianni, probably the fucking natives know where rolling paper is, considering they're the ones that grow the fine tobacco. Well, Steiny
Yeah.
found out that the natives can actually make rolling paper out of like deer hide or some crazy shit. I don't fucking
Holy
know.
shit.
Doesn't make sense to me that only Native Americans know how to do that shit, considering rolling papers are fucking rolling papers. I think that they should definitely be in goddamn general stores, but I digress on that. Either way, apparently they're making cigars, cigarettes, all that shit, and selling them all over. So they know how to do that.
They're selling cigars for 50 cents.
Yeah.
So, oh my god.
Which, I told the kid that makes sense because the only other place to buy them is here, and it's not owned by anybody.
Yeah,
It's owned
and-
by
Right.
fucking
And
territory.
cigarettes, they're selling for like 10 cents, which is
It's insane.
15
Mhm.
cents lower than the fucking shop. So
Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, fuck it.
No.
I still don't understand why. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, different topic.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to smoke a cigarette that's made out of fucking deer skin.
no, yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
I'm trying to
there's
smoke on some
yeah,
deer
but
pack.
people
Yeah.
don't know that. People don't.
Yo, I
know
know,
fucking
I
I
know.
mean, we
Yeah.
know that, though. I'm never
Yeah,
gonna buy
yeah.
that shit.
Yeah, I know.
Either way,
I'll just
different
stick like
topic,
this in my
but-
pipe.
exactly. That got us to thinking, though, that
I'll
I
just
was
stick
like,
this
well,
in my pipe.
maybe if, somehow down the line we became decent friends with some natives, I was like, look, they don't go to doctors. They got their own medicine. What if they have seeds for shit that us white folks might like to smoke as a drug? Maybe their medicinal seeds, we could get off of them for other purposes. And that's maybe how you get that shit. But more importantly, we kept going down other rabbit holes of maybe it's just out there fucking growing somewhere naturally. Maybe you just fucking harvest it.
Mm,
Whatever. But more importantly, the one that I really am leaning on that we're correct on is the moonshine shit. Now, Flo, I told the kid that, you and your family kind of used to be involved in that pretty heavy. And I told him that
Okay, yeah.
the recipe was simple. It's just fucking corn, water, and sugar half the time, right? Sometimes potatoes, sometimes apples, sometimes peaches.
Yeah,
Basic shit at the end of the
Cornstarch.
day.
but it's
So-
but it was mainly always just sugar, water, and it was wheat actually, not corn.
Okay. So, either way,
Corn husk, arguably, sure, whatever.
as of right now, all the farming places sell all those seeds. They sell, corn. They sell potatoes. They sell apples. They sell wheat. In the general store, you can buy sugar, you can get buckets of water, you can get all that shit.
Right.
So me and the kid were like, fuck it, let's start out west because maybe there's just, stills that are operational out about. And you can just fucking boot up the stills. You don't have to,
Maybe.
get your hands on one. But I also said, maybe there's a place out there somewhere that you can find and actually build one. Because let's be honest, right now everybody is chopping trees down. They have wood and they have hardwood. And stills are fucking made of nothing but wood and copper. And what else do we keep finding in the mines but copper? And what else is no one buying? Copper. What if that's because people don't need to fucking buy copper? They're only made for goddamn stills. So that's kind of the path we're down now is we're not only looking for this fence guy, but I'd like to find how the fuck we produce this goddamn mash, make some shine, and then move that out to everybody else. Because the way that the kid has this network growing, people would buy out crates of fucking moonshine if we could get our hand on it. That Rudy guy would fucking fiend for it. The fucking Italians over out east would fiend for it.
She doesn't even know
And
the
then it would
Rudy
just keep
story
going.
side yet. Yeah.
Yeah, so after all that, Rudy, the guy with the Irish deep voice? So he's talking to the kid in the smoke shop.
He's not the Irish one. That's a different one.
No, yeah, that's not. He's not the Irish one.
Okay,
He's not
well,
Irish,
either way,
but I
the
know who
red,
you're
I'm
talking
sorry, the long hair red head with an accent, with a deep voice. Either way, he was asking the kid about some things and they started talking. And he found the fence the day before he packed up and moved. And he didn't buy anything from him because he thought he could just go back to him the next day when he had his money. So the kid knew that he was an outlaw. He knows that he has a group that he rides with, blah, blah, blah. He is looking for him because he wants to start knocking over general stores. So he asked the kid, if he could potentially sell him the location or at the very least the lockpicks. So what we're cooking is to offer the John paisan to paisan to help us out. We'll buy the location off of him, and then we will already have a network of people to sell lockpicks all to. We'll tell Rudy we couldn't get the location, but we can get all the lockpicks he needs from these guys that we do know that have it. And then just move lockpicks and sell it to all these people that are going to buy it. And then guess what? When they get the shit from the general store, they're going to have to come right back to us to sell it. So that's what's cooking. A lot is cooking.
And we can guarantee that they have some sort of an idea of where he's might have moved to.
No.
Oh, John knows. He already told him they found him again.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, I'm telling you right now, the way John was talking about it, he's been out there since he was gone.
Like,
yeah, I think John is more degen than us.
Like,
that,
actually.
I didn't know that existed. I swear to God.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't either.
So what you're telling me is we.
What the fuck is that hat?
I call him Luigi.
Right, back to my pack.
That's right. All right. We all here? We all clear-headed?
Yeah.
Florence?
Yarp.
All right.
So before we were interrupted by an incoming tree range, I would say we could do one of two things. We either just poach the fuck out of this John guy, or we become extremely friendly with them to a point. Because I love that we have all this information. I think it's great. However, I want to tread so fucking lightly because this guy is so easy to talk to. Now, given I don't know him, I don't know who he talks to, how he talks to them, and so on and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, he didn't outright just look at Steiny and go, "Hey, kid, you want to know where to have your fucking goods that you stole out of a dead woman's chest go?" which is better than saying it, but it's still a little too loose-lipped for my comfort.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same page. The only some sort of comfort I get for that is that I'm hoping it's the whole Italian to Italian thing, and also he's, talked to the kid about 10 times already. But it's still a little, a little too early, a little too much.
Or maybe they're just not breathers and they don't really understand what the fuck they're saying. So.
Truthfully, it very much could be that too. Good news is there's only one way to find out.
Yep, I'm gonna send them the kid.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, my idea is simple. It's first of all, actually, let me break down what you just said. I don't think he can be poached, nor do I think we want to poach. One, we don't know him enough, but I understand what you mean. But also, two, he clearly works and runs on that casino boat and, calls that Giovanni guy his boss. And there's at least a handful of them. So I very much think they're probably doing their own thing, But, my idea is, just like me and Gianni have said, the kids said it too, we keep good relations with people in Saint Denis because that city's always going to be booming. It's the metropolis of this whole, territory that we're in now. It's got the courthouse, it's got Taylor's, it's got multiple restaurants, it's got the train, it's got the trolley. It's always going to be big. And by doing that, we potentially could be setting up exactly what we've been trying to plan this whole time, where we're the people out west and we have ties to everything that's going on out east still, even though we're over here in this nice little, dumb town of Blackwater where no one knows what the fuck we're actually getting up to. So my pitch would be either one of two things with the same result. Probably tomorrow or Thursday, sometime this week, we either one of two options. One, we just send the kid again to pitch, hey, friend to friend, Italian to Italian, blah, 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 information. Would you be willing to part with that location of that guy for X amount of dollars? Or we potentially have a more formal meeting of minds where it's maybe him and a few of his and Steiny and us, and it's more of like, let's get to know everybody, let's see what's happening, let's conduct some business with the same pitch of, hey, we're also in the information business, how much would you be willing to break away with that guy, if at all? But either way, it comes to the same result of potentially us getting that location and then doing our own thing with it. And then we could even tell them, we're not going to step on their toes. We're in Blackwater, you're in Saint Denis. We're not going to be going into Saint Denis and telling people, hey, you need to know what to do with all this gold. You need to move that. We'll do it for you. No. If you're in Saint Denis, you're in Saint Denis. We're in Blackwater. We have all of New Austin and a little bit of like New Hanover. They have all of Lemoyne and everything else east and north. So we won't be stepping on their toes. We'll pay them for the privilege. And then what we can do is instantly start doing with, starting with Rudy. Rudy wants to start hitting general stores. Great. If the guy sells lockpicks for $2, we'll sell it to Rudy for $3.50. Tell him here's your lockpick.
Somebody
Go
saw
hit
a
it.
fucking gunshot?
I heard
Sounded
him.
like it.
Might have been
And
this
then
guy.
we can fence it off because he still won't know where to go and move it. So
Yeah.
that would be my idea.
Steiny, what do you get from him? What do you think he does? Where do you think he stands with things?
Which one? Which guy?
Your guy,
John? John or Rudy?
John. Are they
John.
together?
No. Two
Okay.
different, completely two different.
John.
fucking
John is the
Italian.
paisan and Rudy
He's
is
the-
You
Yes.
you've met John.
I-
Flo.
Yes, I know. It's not. I understand.
I was just making
I'm
sure
asking-
you knew who he was.
I think in this situation, the only reason he opened up is because my questions were good. Like, I actually just, kind of was being a snake and slithered in that bitch.
No,
this
that's
time.
fine.
And
What I'm asking though is, where do you think he's standing? Because clearly
Turn the music off again.
he's either running some shit and the rest of them are following suit, or he's doing shit by himself and they have no idea, or he's a lackey for somebody. So I'm asking you, where do you think he's at?
No. He definitely 100% works for
Yeah,
Giovanni.
tell
Okay.
her about
In
the fort to kind of put more context into maybe what he is doing.
If there's any context
Okay.
that you think would be helpful for me to understand, tell it to me.
Okay, so he's definitely probably a capo regime or
Okay.
a made guy.
At the very
Um,
least, yeah.
at the very least, 100%. Capo regime because my uh, information I gave up to him, which again I think is just bullshit information that literally means probably fucking nothing. But if it does, we will know. Because Jilly, told me about the fort up by Valentine, how it was guarded heavily and the door was locked.
Right.
I threw a bone and said, "Well, do you know about the fort?" He was like, "What fort?" And I said, "The heavily guarded one." I said one of my guys came to me and told me about it, and that the door was locked, but it was heavily guarded. And at this point, before he already understands that I don't get my hands dirty.
Right.
Um, so again, I just threw him this bone, and he has access to the lockpicks and whatever the guy has. So
He could get
I
in.
yeah, exactly. So I said, this is my information to you. Of course, um, whatever comes of it, I would like to know. Of course, and
It's only fair, yeah.
yeah, it's only fair. And obviously, we've talked a lot here, and I think we have a great relationship going. Especially on information, because this is what we're both into, and we can make a lot of money together. Uh, is basically along the lines of what was said. It was a lot of, like, more elongated.
So you've already started paving the way for us to reach out, which is good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say now. I would say let it
No, but
cook.
yeah, but it's
Yeah,
definitely planted the idea in their head.
yeah. And his response was, I'll send some of my guys up there. And now, obviously, this could have been him bullshitting, like, oh, I don't have guys, but you just said you have guys, so I'm gonna say I have guys. Or
Yeah.
he actually does have guys, which I wouldn't be shocked because he probably does. And he was probably just trying, like Jilly told me earlier, he was probably just trying to say, like, and show that he also does, and that he's not like a bad.
Status.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah. He's rooster chesting it.
Yeah.
yeah,
You got to
yeah,
make sure you're on the same playing field. Because Stein
Yeah.
said he has guys.
yeah. And he
We really
goes,
need to meet these guys, like all of us.
Yep.
yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I'm just slowly setting it up for, I guess. You know what I mean? But he says, well, you know what? I'll send some guys up there with some tools and see what they can do, and I'll let you know what the outcome is there. Uh, and I was like, okay, sounds good enough to me. You gave me a lot, and this is to you. And I think that, if you can do something, this would be the next step of
Right.
anything. So, I mean, we'll find out one way or the other. And even if not, guess what? Guess who we can fucking ask? Rooster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The
So
guy's gonna know.
I just had. I think I figured out my plan now, and it's the same outcome. But I think since we don't know these guys fully, and since only the kid has talked to them on this level, I think the plan is, my plan is at least, I'd like the kid to be going out there with Gianni and Lessie. Just those three. So not only Gianni and Lessie can meet these guys and gauge them, because obviously I trust them, known them a long time, they can get a real beat on them. But more importantly, the guys over there can see that the kid is the kid, but also connected with, two older, brooding Italian paisans. So then he might actually really have his aha moment of Levi Steinhardt ain't just some scrappy street kid that has connections everywhere. He's with something bigger. And it puts truth to what you've been telling him also. So I'd like you three to at some point tomorrow or Thursday or Friday at the latest to maybe go back. Doesn't even need to be a big sit down. just needs to be a little chat where then you might pry in a little bit more and see if he's interested of selling that information. And at the very least, if not, get a couple lockpicks and we'll move them out west. You know, it is what it is. But I think that's my plan. Is you three go down there, you show a little bit of our cards of who this may be. Again, nothing super formal, nothing too crazy. Just talk to him like you have been, but this time introduce him to, Gianni and Alessi, and kind of introduce him to whoever else he's with, and have a nice little chat. Maybe a drink, maybe some food. Bing, bang, boom. Hopefully we get out of there with a good deal.
Do we know around when Gianni plans on waking up?
I think he's had a
I
really
don't
busy
know.
weekend, to be honest.
Yeah, I would imagine if we just told him, hey, we got something to do, I think he'd probably, just do it. But I'm not too certain.
We'll
so-
send him a telegram.
Yeah, here's the thing. Do you want me to mail John then and be like, hey, tomorrow, aka today now, I'd like to come around and talk to you again about... Because we never know when that motherfucker's around.
Well, did
Uh,
you figure out your whole mail problem?
I mean...
Because he said he mailed you, but you never got
He sent me a
any.
mail next to me, and he sent a test mail, and it fucking came through.
Okay, so his ass was just lying then,
He must have been. I mean...
probably. He probably
I
just
haven't
was too
gotten
busy
mail.
out there.
I will
looking
say I
around
haven't
for
gotten
shit.
mail in several days, so I mean that could all... I don't
For
know.
me though, also I want to be able to wake up until after 10 Eastern.
It's fine.
Which is fine. I think John's usually around a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah, if you want, you can wait and mail him tomorrow. What time are you going to be around tomorrow, Steiny?
Oh,
Also later, right?
maybe 5, 6 Eastern, maybe.
Oh, okay. That's fine. I thought you meant
Ma-
later.
I mean,
Okay.
it depends though. So
Well, like,
hopefully,
let's say
5 or
you have a
6.
busy morning over at the house. Would you still be around by 10?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is you'd be around with Lacey. So I say leave the letter till tomorrow, unless you want tonight. But tonight it would just be like, hey, could you be free tomorrow night? Maybe around 10:30 or 11 o'clock Eastern for, a potential little chat. And then just say, I'd like to, talk about some business. You can leave it vague. Just see if he's got, just say, 15, 20 minutes of a talk. Because it'll be lengthy, but it's not going to be too long. And you can just say, we'll come to Saint Denis. Just like to have a chat with you around 10:30 or 11 o'clock Eastern and see if that can work. And then, at the very least, you two can go, but I'm sure, 90% sure, Gianni can, make it happen too.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Yeah.
I mean, we could all send him a telegram and talk to him too, but that'd probably be better.
Yeah. But I think that's what I'd like to do, for sure. Because it shows a bit of proof to what Steiny's been telling him. It also puts thoughts into their head of, Steiny's not just by himself. They got a little bit of a group, even if they think it's just you three or they think there might be 20 more Italians somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, it's easy. You just ask if he's willing to part that information for X amount of dollars, maybe what he'd be asking for it, try to haggle a little bit. And if they're worried that their market might be chomped into, just let them know we don't have any interest in Saint Denis. We're out in Blackwater, and we are happy in Blackwater, and we're happy to talk to the cowboys and the other people out this way. So it's not like we're going to come to the city and try to, take money out of their pocket. Pretty much try to try to butter their bread with what we're putting down, which is we'd like to have a good relationship. We don't expect to take money out of their pocket. We don't expect them to take money out of our pocket. If anything, we look to put money into both of our pockets by working together. That's pretty much the whole point of this. Florence, anything?
No, I mean, that all makes sense. The thing is, I think, having the three of yous go is probably the best idea. I mean, Jilly, you do as you please. I need to keep my fucking head on the swivel because I'm still very much so under a lot of eyes and working very closely with the law, so I'll do what I can that is away from those eyes. But
I mean, I'll say this. I mean, you could shut me down on this, but I would prefer, honestly, you not be involved with it at all because one, like, I just think the aspect of it is okay. Don't take this the wrong way. Do not take this the wrong way at all. And I'm
I
being
don't like when you
serious.
preface things like that.
Because
Just
it's
say
gonna
it.
sound
Just
Just
say
wrong.
say it.
But like, I
She got
feel
big
like
skin.
once they see like a girl, they
Oh, I
think
know
of it
that.
as an easy target. That's what I'm saying. Like
Stannis, okay.
I know, but I'm just like
No,
pointing it
but
out.
you
Like,
don't know. You have no idea how many times people underestimate the fuck out of me.
no,
I'm very
I'm
much
not
so used.
underestimating you.
I'm
I'm
not
not.
saying you are. I'm saying I already know and I prepare for that shit because people don't believe the position that I am in, even though I am in it. I am very painfully aware of that, so it's fine.
But yes, you being a doctor, for sure, especially for something as new as this, where we don't know them at all, for
Exactly.
sure. Now, me being a lawyer, I don't give a fuck about that. I could lose that job tomorrow and I wouldn't give a fuck because I
Right.
understand what I am to what we're building here, and what we're building
Exactly.
here is much more important than me trying to make some money and scam the government and scam this whole territory into thinking I'm a fucking lawyer. Just like I
Hey,
told you guys earlier, I'm not representing any of us because I understand I'm not a fucking actual lawyer. I lied my way through the bar and I can just yap. So they thought I was fucking great when I did my little pre-run. I'll represent some people, do a little, things in the cell, make some money, do some contracts, and,
Mm-hmm.
we'll have some fun. But like I said, I don't, trust me, what we're building here, the little family, the little organization we're doing is much more important than that. So the reason I don't want to put myself in this scenario yet is not because of that. It's because of I don't want anyone to truthfully really understand ever who the fuck's doing what. I don't want them to try to be able to guess, oh, the dark mysterious Alessio that we just met, he's probably the one running the show. I want them to be fucking guessing every other fucking time they talk to us who the fuck's who. I don't want them to be able to peg, and I'm not just talking about these guys, I'm talking about everybody. In the future, a week from now, 7 years from now, whoever, I don't ever want anybody to have a fucking clear understanding of what rank everyone is, what structure this is, who's doing what, what's happening, because that makes us a little bit susceptible to law, to potential wars, to potential blackmail, to whatever. So that's more just me being paranoid about this, not anything to do with the lawyer shit that I'm doing. But I think the idea of you three going would be very good. I think that's the best bet for sure. You can feel them out. They can see a little bit of, Steiny is cooking something in Blackwater. And then they have some more ideas going in their head of who they're building that relationship with.
Okay, so actually, I'm gonna ask this question because I'm trying to think of from their aspect. Um,
it's probably better if they never realize that I am me.
yeah, that's
Who I
my
am.
okay.
Oh,
That was
God,
my
yeah.
point.
And the
That was
longer
my
that
point.
we can, yeah, no, that's I'm used to that. The longer that we can keep that a thing, the better, in my opinion, because not only does it not fall great on myself,
Ooh.
but if you have some real pricks, it falls bad on Jilly, thinking Jilly's weak for having a woman, no less a wife, be whatever. It always gets seen. It always gets seen that way. So I'm used to it. So the longer that we can kind of hide me away from all of this, the better, sort of a thing. I mean, at a certain point, you know, shit has to be unveiled at some point. But for now, yes, I'm on board with that. To put it this way, I'll be your fucking treasurer. How about that? I'll fund all your shit.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Well, to
whoa.
the outside world, that's what it will be.
Hey, I'll take it. I had the
Exactly.
fucking
And to
money.
the outside world, I'm hoping it literally looks like Jilly Rizzo's the family lawyer. That's the goal here, is to have people so confused and so many smoke and mirrors they don't know what the fuck's happening. And
I
again,
mean,
notice I keep saying outside world, because too much in our past and too much in
I
the
know.
current, people try to smoke and mirrors even people on the inside. And that's no good, because then that just leads to confusion, that leads to people not
Yeah,
knowing what the fuck's happening, and that leads to people not knowing who the fuck to listen to. But to the
exactly.
outsiders, I want them to think Jilly Rizzo, oh, he must be fucking Steiny, Alessio, and all them, and that fucking crew's lawyer. He's the guy that gets him out of jams. Yeah, sure, for sure, definitely.
So here's my question, right? Say in that meeting they ask me my position, more or less, of because they're gonna be like, okay, well, are you running the show? Like they can ask a question like that, or they can also ask, like, do you have your button? do you get what I'm saying? Like they could ask questions like this, and then depending on the answer, could definitely weigh the situation. So
To be honest, unless these guys are actual morons, the only question they would ask that would have any weight or any reason that they should ever ask would be if any of you guys are buttoned up. And that would be a big, bold leap by them to think that they're in enough knowledge that they're in the same life and that they would ask that question. That would be something that you might ask someone a month after knowing them and really being like, I'm pretty confident we're doing the same shit here. Let's see if I can get a read on what they're doing. So I'd be stunned if they asked you that anytime in the next couple weeks.
I'm not
But
gonna lie, I just have a very strong feeling. This
oh,
would
for sure,
happen.
for sure. You know, people are bold, especially when it comes to thinking that they're doing the same shit. If they do that, what I would say is if they ask anything about what's your role, what's your rank, what's this, what's that, just say something along the lines of you don't like to discuss it. You don't feel like you need to talk about it because that's no one's business but ours. They don't need to
Mm-hmm.
know any of that detailed shit. If they want to ask questions about are you guys buttoned up, first of all, anyone that would ask that question, they would also have to be because no one else talks about that shit. So if you want, you guys can answer that, or if you want, you can say the same shit of I don't like to talk about that. It's really no one's business to fucking talk about that for. But I would be on the side of saying, just yep, just say yes because if they're in the life and they think we're in the life, that's gonna go a long way to them knowing who they need to respect and them knowing who they need to treat a different way. And that should prove everything to them on ranking and structure. That pretty much all three of you would be, in their eyes, the same level, even though, you're not yet Steiny. But to them, I would just tell them yes, since you're the one talking to them all the time.
Yeah, that was more my my thing was like because if I were to say no, then they'd be like, how the fuck does this guy have people under him? I don't know. It would kind of just
Yeah,
Well,
weigh
yeah.
the lie. It would weigh the lie lower, I guess. I don't know.
Again, I'd be stunned if they asked that shit. At the same time, I wouldn't be because people are dumb.
But that's yeah, that's
well,
my
if he's so easy to talk to him about shit that normally I would like to imagine that anybody who has half a brain cell would do what we're trying to do and sell it rather than just openly say, "Hey, this is what we're looking for. This is this. This is that." So I mean, I just it's like I might just be overthinking it, but it's just bothering me so much that he was so willing. Not so willing, but
Yes and no. Again, I
it
would
just
be bothered
it
if
irks me.
he didn't know the Steiny or that was his first or second time talking to him and he was just like, hey, you want to know about jewelry prices? Well, here's how I
I mean,
found out.
that's why it's like
Also,
it's irking me because it shouldn't that much,
he
but
did
it
a full
is because
360.
of that.
Well,
Because I
here's
mean,
why it's
how
irking
many
you. Because we've been here for a week and we
that too.
already have people that trust us enough to say shit like that. To
Exactly.
us, that would be like you got rocks in your head if you've known
Exactly.
someone for a week and you're going to start telling them very important information. And
Well,
then, though,
how
at the
many
same time,
interactions? Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, then at the same time, though, it's really not that important of information because all he told him was he found him, he packed up and moved, and he alluded strongly that he knows where he is. Well, he actually flat out told him he knows where he is again. But then all he said was he buys this, I'll buy this, he sells this, you can buy this. So, to be
That's
honest with
still a
you,
lot, though.
and well,
it
the more the
it
aspect
isn't
of
though. You think about it though, because that proves to someone I know what the fuck I'm doing, so you can trust me with your money. Because clearly, if I'm buying your jewelry, why am I buying your jewelry? Well, I'm buying your jewelry because one, I know you're a criminal because I know how you got your jewelry. You dug it up. Two, that means now you can trust me because I'm also a criminal. So now we're in this together. Three, if you're giving me your jewelry to go move, I know what I'm moving it for, and I'm going to tell you what the price is and what I'm buying it for, so it shows a little bit of transparency. So I don't think the guy's dumb. I think he trusts Steiny enough to be like, you're a criminal, I'm a criminal. You have guys under you, I have guys under you. I think he thinks they're on some sort of common ground, and that's why he told him all that shit. Still a little bit too much for me, but it's not as insane as it thinks, or insane as it sounds, rather.
you also have to think is when I had mailed him originally, the original quote was, "I heard something from some guy," or what was it, Julie? It was like, some
You know, you
people.
told a friend in Blackwater that you were buying jewelry, looking to see what kind of pieces you're buying.
Yeah, yeah. As in, like, I know everything. Like, I
Right.
hear
Yeah.
everything. I find out everything. So,
How many interactions have you had with this guy prior?
I mean, 6, 7, maybe. Like,
Okay, all right.
yeah,
That's
like,
and you have to
Yeah,
remember it's
not a
not
lot,
that.
but not a little.
I mean, it's more than three. So you
I
have to
met
remember,
once.
there you go. Like if
And
that's I now okay now knowing that you've had more than like two or three interactions with the guy, I would be genuinely worried if did exactly what he did for you and told you exactly what he told you to fucking Leslie. Like
also,
knowing that they've only had one interaction, and then the next one he goes, "You look like a guy who would buy jewelry."
I don't know. I think he saw an Italian and was trying to shoot a shot at the fact of maybe picking him up. That's my thought on that.
oh, he
I
was
mean,
he was
probably.
ecstatic to
Yeah,
find out
no.
that I was Italian.
Yeah, I think because he wants more guys. Like, I mean, the aspect of that is just he
Oh, we know they
saw.
want more guys.
No,
Yeah, yeah.
they're
Like, yeah, he saw an Italian. He assumed maybe that, you're smart enough to know you can fucking rob a grave, and that you might have jewelry to get rid of. And not
yeah.
everyone, and I mean,
No,
literally,
that makes more sense now.
at that time, the banks did not take the jewelry. At that time, the banks did not take the jewelry that we could sell to it. The
Yeah.
coins didn't take it.
Now,
All you could do is fucking sell the gold bars. Or not even the gold bars. You could only sell the fucking those nuggets shit bullshit that you can't even get.
I will say one thing that is negative towards this guy, if it's true, and we only know this from Paulie. But remember, this is the same guy that was with Paulie when they got attempted to be robbed by fucking Remy and Cassie, right? And John hired them to work at the boat because this is a direct quote from Paulie. Paulie said that John legitimately told him, anyone brave enough to wave a gun in my face gets a job. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if someone puts a
I'm
gun in my face
sorry.
and robs me, I don't know if I'm going to hire them.
Oh yeah,
Like at that point, we should be going to get those inbred Jeremiah brothers to
I was
come work
just
for
gonna
us.
say that.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Sorry,
what?
I don't know what fucking rules those are, but I don't like them.
But
So to me, that either points to two things, and I've said this since we heard that story. But either one, they're just morons, and they think that's like a flex of like, you know, that would be a very cool point to make in 6 months when everyone knows that John, whatever the fuck Italian last name, is like the scariest motherfucker to walk Emerson territory.
Yeah.
And you know, if anyone even sneezed at him, you're gonna die. That would be the only way to play
This
that
is some
card of
man
I
who
hired these
dresses
guys
like a
because they put a
fucking
fucking gun in my face.
yeah.
Like no one knows who the fuck you are.
This is some man who sews his patches in his pants with rags.
Literally,
Oh,
like,
actually, I
what
will
are you
say
talking about?
he bought a very nice outfit, and he's been dressing up the past 2 times
Okay,
I've seen
good.
him.
Because you
So
have to remember, the
yeah.
last time I saw him, he's wearing fucking rags
Well, to be
and
fair, I
tattered
think
shit.
I think the aspect was that though is that he was poor. Everyone was poor coming to Emerson. He dressed
I
like it.
mean, yeah,
Now,
so were we, but we at
yeah,
least
I
would have
know.
looked somewhat decent.
I know. He
Either way,
to yesterday, like a couple days ago, and today when I saw him, he was dressed up and he looked good. I will
Mm,
say that it was.
well, all right.
either way,
So
hold on. Let me finish my point.
Sorry, go.
The other side of him doing that is one, like I said, he's a moron, or two, they don't have a lot of people because I'm not saying they hired them to recruit them, but I'm saying if we owned the
they
casino
want
boat, right?
bodies.
That's what I'm saying. If we owned the casino boat, we would have to hire people because there's 4 or 5 of us at most. That's not enough to staff a casino boat. But if they have as many as sometimes they lead on to be, why are you hiring outside help? Everyone that just moved here from, I'm sure, New York, they're probably poor. So you don't need to be taken away from their paychecks by hiring random outsiders who just tried to rob you and you just met them. So they're either dumb or they don't have a lot of people, or both.
I'd imagine both. Because why
And
would you hire somebody who fucking robbed you?
I'm also sure that motherfucker has no idea we know about that story.
Probably not, because
he has-
Polly likes us and he's given us a
which
good amount of stuff so far.
that was my other, I guess, question here was what is the thoughts or direction, Polly, that down in the long run because I feel like he's a good guy from talking to him. Obviously, he's sticking straight to the business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the way I
like
see
good things.
Polly is, we need to keep being friends with Polly. We need to go, every time we go to San Denis, we should
sees a
check
lot.
in, buy some shit, hang out with them. But exactly what Flo said, Polly could be a very good, clean friend because I don't think Polly's got any intention of anything else. When he got robbed, he asked me and Johnny for information on those people, legitimately to ask if they were going to be a problem again. Like he was scared. That guy is not an
Mm-mm.
outlaw, nor
No.
is he us, where he wants to live this life. He wants
Yeah,
to run a
no.
general store.
He very
He
much
wants
so
to be
wants to
happy.
settle where he's at, and
Yeah.
good on them, honestly.
So
I
he's
wouldn't
gonna
be
be a good
surprised if
friend to
he's
have, so we
maybe
can
do
have
some shit.
information Anthony.
Yeah. I genuinely wouldn't be shocked if he's seen some shit and been through some shit prior, but I think I think Jilly's right. I think we shouldn't pry, but keep it very, hey,
You
I'll
think?
scratch your back, you scratch mine. I mean, that I've already started that communication with him today.
Hmm.
So,
I mean,
but
actually, I'll just add this to the fucking table of that today when I was looking for John before I found him, I went there and saw Polly, and he saw me immediately. He's like, "Oh, how you doing, Levi?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm good, I'm great." Have you seen John? Like, I have a delivery for him. I've been waiting. Like, he was like, well, I haven't seen him. I saw Giovanni not too long ago. He's like, "Do you need
He's
me to
like,
hold
who the
on to
fuck
anything
is
for you, and I can
John,
pass it
dude?
on to them because I'm here all the time?" And I was like, I would say yes to that, and I 100% trust you, but they haven't paid me.
Yeah.
yeah, no, he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is I think anytime any of us go to Saint Denis, just stop in, even if just to say
Mm.
hi and pick up a piece of cheese or something. Like just make it a point to go down there because
Or
he's already
the
reached out for questions before. He could
yeah,
be a great line of communication in Saint Denis.
the best excuse to go in there, just buy hay cubes. For your fucking
True for
horse.
the horse, yeah.
Even if you
But
don't
yeah,
have
I
a
think
fucking
he's a good
horse,
guy.
buy him. Trust me. Just it's
Okay, why'd you
easier.
have to specify that?
Because I know you
What?
don't have a horse. Broke.
Hey,
Which,
I
by the
had
way, I'm
light.
buying you a horse.
Okay, can we name
Buy him a
him L?
mule, not a horse.
Yeah,
Whoa, whoa,
no,
whoa,
he's getting
whoa.
like a $20 horse.
I want to
No,
name
buy him
him
a $10
L.
mule.
He's not getting a mule.
Buy him a
Yeah,
mule.
Jilly.
Why?
Oh, you're right.
Wait,
Okay, he can have a
Flo, how much
a
money do you
horse.
have?
Why?
Because I want my $8 investment back.
Oh yeah, no, I can give it to you. Right. Sorry.
Because I'm
Jesus,
broke
I
as a
almost forgot.
bitch. I'm broke
No,
as
no.
a mother.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Jilly, how much money do you got?
He's broke
About
too.
$6.
Yeah.
I got 5 in the bank. I'm not actually hired by the state yet because I
Oh,
haven't been
get
sworn in.
fucking scanned, Jilly.
Yeah, shit. To be honest with you, I don't know if I'll ever get paid by the territory or if I just
don't
only
think-
get paid when I get a
Yeah, I was
case.
gonna
I don't
say,
have a fucking
it's-
clue.
I think it's gonna be contract wise. It's like on you to do work.
Probably. But again, I didn't do this for the
Yeah.
fucking money.
Thank you. Oh,
And
interest. Thank you. Maybe you are Jewish at heart. Holy shit.
Hey, I don't know what the fuck my mom was. I just know she was French Canadian. I don't know what the fuck else she was getting into.
Or what was getting into her?
That's
Hey
crazy.
yo, don't talk about her.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, we know it
But
was
I
in
had to do
Italian.
it. You know I had to. You set that
Either
up
way,
perfectly.
I think that that sums up everything we've talked about. So that you two are caught up now. That Steiny's spinning his webs. Now we have good information on what that guy does and doesn't do. But more importantly, I think the bigger picture there is what the guy doesn't have. The fence.
Right.
Still no line on Moon. Still no line on any drugs of anything illicit. So people that want to make money selling that shit, I mean, as we've always known, that's going to be the moneymaker. If we can figure out where a still is or how to shape shift and, make a fucking still, we'll be in the goddamn money. Because then,
We
I
can
can
find the recipe for
already-
it.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
I already
Because-
can hear people whispering on the street. Man, the moon sure looks good tonight, doesn't it? It's like, absolutely it does, my friend. Right this way.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And then
it's
beat the
just
shit out of
piece
him behind
cake.
the around the corner.
Yep. But realistically, we figure that out. We make big batches, and then we don't ever sell it hand to hand. We just ship it off to people, and they buy quantity, and then they make all their money.
Absolutely,
But
come this
we
way.
do the clean and easy route, make a big bulk up front, and then that's it. Get it going and get it done.
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
fuck. Okay, you didn't interrupt me, but I did forget what I was gonna say. Go for it. I'll remember.
I was gonna ask how much did we want to see about putting up to see if we can get the location. Cause
Okay. Oh,
I can put
wait.
money
This
up,
is the
but you just
key
gotta tell
fucking
me.
part that I think Jilly we missed out on and telling them.
Hmm.
Rudy wants to buy the location, so if we're putting it up, we have money on the back end to fucking put up because
No.
What location?
no.
The
Okay. Okay.
defense. And
Oh,
remember,
okay.
if we did that though, that would mean Rudy would
He
be
knows.
expecting
We
the
we
location.
yeah, we're
Which
cutting
is
out
why
an
I said
entire
earlier.
market.
Yeah, which is why I said earlier upstairs we had to cut it short because we could hear him. But I said he would never know we got the location.
Yeah.
What you should tell them is, because you never told him you know. You told him you know a guy that has the spot right now. So it's easy. You tell Rudy, hey, couldn't get the deal swung to sell the location. He doesn't want to do it, but he's going to supply us with lockpicks. And then you just sell Rudy lockpicks. It's that simple. And then if Rudy finds it naturally, he finds it naturally. People will. It's no big deal. But back to you, Flo. I'd probably think $20. That's a fuck ton of money.
What about 50?
It's too much money. I would
No,
never let
we-
anybody
no.
pay more than $25.
Listen, yeah, we
We'll find
lowball it. We lowball at 20. I mean, we can. Okay, we can have a.
I don't think
Look,
you make an offer.
No.
you know, don't say anything. Tell him that you're willing to buy the location and say what's your
Ask
asking
him.
price.
Yeah.
The
And
And if
the
he
max
says something crazy,
the
you
max
tweak on
we
it.
will go. The
Is
max that we will go is I will say $35.
Okay, 35.
If Jilly wants 20, I'm saying 30. That's okay. That's a good
No,
amount.
20
It's
is my
not
starting.
50.
I was saying
No, I know,
30
but
should
I'm
be the
saying
max.
I'm saying 35.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, to a point, us spending that much money, I understand you have a nice, cushy job. You should never forget
Yes,
the value
but
of a
I'm-
dollar, though.
I understand that. The issue that I'm having, or not the issue, but the point that I'm trying to push is, in case you haven't noticed, we haven't found the location yet, and we are now asking somebody for the location. I don't want to. I'm gonna be completely honest here and very transparent. It's an ego thing. I still want some of a dick to swing here, so I'm saying 35.
What's
They
an
need
ego thing? Offering more money?
yes, because
That's
we
not an
know
ego.
that they
That's
don't.
posturing as you're swinging for the fences because you're desperate for it. That's bad.
No, but if I mean, I'm fine. Fuck it, 20 then.
An ego thing would just be going up there blindly and saying, "I give you $50 for it," when in their minds they were probably expecting 15. Like
Well,
you
that's-
understand, $50 is an astronomical amount of money.
I know.
That's almost a double barrel shotgun.
That's why I said 35. But then
Yeah.
that's still too much.
35 would be the max. Again, let him tell you what he wants for it. If he says 50, just say, "Okay, thanks." And great, that is what it is. I'm saying this is more importantly a gauge on what their business acumen's like. If they want to actually work with us because they like this tiny and they like the idea of we're doing this shit out west, they're getting a little bit of money in their pocket, they know it also helps us in the long run, blah, blah, blah. At this point, if they think that they're ahead of whatever the fuck Steiny and his group are, that's fine. Technically on paper, they are. They know where fence is, we don't, and we want to, so we're going to pay for the privilege. That's fine. It is what it is. At this point, there is no reason to have fucking ego. Collectively, we have about $40 and we don't have any information in our fucking heads. That's about it. So, those are the facts. If he wants $50, he's smoked. If he comes in with like, yeah, we'll take 20 for it, just say, okay, great. Let's do it. Let's make the deal happen. But, I mean, I trust you guys to go out there and make a deal. You don't need to be really handheld about it.
Well, we're gonna go there with whatever you guys say would be the highest that we'll go.
Yeah. Which
So whatever you
sounds
tell
like
us
35.
is the most we'll offer them. If they, let's say they do say 15, we're not gonna fucking push it above that.
No.
But if they're saying something like 50, I'll tell them the most that we can go is 35.
Mm-mm. You just tell them thank you.
Yeah, if they go super high, just, literally just say, thanks. You might have to sleep on it or some shit.
Mm.
If they come in with like something close to 35, like let's say they go 40 or even like 45, just, negotiate a bit. But yeah, if they come in with some astronomical price, 50 or above, just pretty much politely tell them to fuck off with, yeah, thanks, we'll sleep on it.
Okay,
Alright.
last thing, because I'm gonna hit the fucking hay.
Yeah, you beat the shit out of that hay.
Yeah.
That's right.
The last thing is I have a very good feeling that whatever has to do with robbing a store is a lot more than we might think. I think that it's a step.
As in to do it.
No, I think no, robbing a store. I feel like is a step to maybe something else, like maybe
Oh, like
banks,
getting
maybe
a bank.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
like something like
probably.
so. Having Rudy on it and him, you know, gonna. I mean, I feel like not that Rudy's dumb, but I don't think he might not be thinking of the aspect that I'm thinking of, or like the wider scope
Probably not.
of when I told him, yeah, just tell me like what happens and what you get when I give you the lock picks and you're good. And he's like, yeah, I can do that for you. And I was like, okay. Like he's not gonna be thinking, oh, he wants to know because there's a wider aspect. He probably wants to know just so he can, gauge the prices. That's probably what
Right.
he's
But
thinking.
before we offer anybody a bank job, we need to find out the recipe for fucking dynamite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, of course.
Or someone that can supply it to us and fucking become friendly with them. And then,
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking more store robbery right now for the lockpicks because
alright.
Rudy is the one who wants the lockpicks, right? And is the outlaw who has a group of like 8 guys, and they are literally they don't give a fuck. I mean, they're gonna go rob a fucking
Mm,
store.
Do we know if Rudy's in contact with anybody in Saint Denis?
I mean, okay for this aspect of this, like really quick. He literally said he'd prefer to stay anonymous, and he does not care who the dealer is.
Oh, okay, so does he know anybody in Saint Denis?
I mean, he probably does. I mean, I see.
Clearly, though, he doesn't know John because
Okay,
John would have already hopped on this
that's what
train to
I'm.
offer him
Yeah, that's
lockpicks.
what I'm getting at.
That's John's whole thing. Is the way I look at John is I think John wants to fucking be a pawn shop. If he's
Yeah.
openly telling random people that he just met in Blackwater, I'm buying jewelry, and he's probably telling other people in San Denis he buys jewelry, I'm not going to be shocked if soon there's a flyer out about a pawn shop or a jewelry shop or some shit.
Right.
So I doubt he knows anyone out east.
Punch.
Yeah.
And
Also,
technically, it's not illegal because they can't. If they have it on
No.
them, they can't prove like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
They don't know where they
No.
got it from. They just buy and sell.
but also that Rudy guy, he's definitely very close friends with that Angus guy because they're always together. And Angus is trying to be a lawyer, so it would not shock me if that's his whole thing is like he wants to be a defense lawyer just because all his cowboy friends are going to be doing some
Right.
wild shit all the time. Or shit, maybe it's like a fucking cowboy version of what the fuck we're doing. Angus might even be involved in the fucking group and he's just being a lawyer to try to get some information and to help him out and sometimes.
all right, I'm going to sleep. You guys have a good night. I'll see you guys
Yeah,
tomorrow.
night.
good.
Alright.
What a time. You go inside already?
I don't know, probably.
What's wrong, Flo?
A lot of
Kid's
fucking
fuck.
information. My head hurts.
Yeah,
How do you think I felt when he was... You're lucky I was the one telling it to you.
Okay, we need to stop giving that thing fucking candy after 6 p.m.
No, we did not. We need to keep doing whatever we're doing. The kid is cooking. I was just about to say, honest to God, give him a little bit longer and he's going to be... We're taking a trip to a well. We're going to get that kid a new suit.
That sounds so fucking ominous.
It's going to be ominous, but all I'm saying is he is very much on the right track. He is cooking out here like crazy.
He is earning that button.
Yeah, absolutely he is. I think the last thing that would be in his way is maybe he could find a couple Jeremiah brothers and teach him a fucking lesson.
Mm-hmm. I'd like
That'd
to
be
get
kind of
kick or two.
the
Yeah, but I
cherry on the
don't-
cup.
I feel like he'd be the type to not want to get blood on his sweater, so he'd hire somebody else to do it.
Oh,
Which
that's the
is
thing,
better.
right?
But he also
Yes and
does
no.
need to be willing to get his hands dirty like that.
That's the thing. It's exactly the point of... That's his last hurdle for me. Because at the end of the day, look, I enjoy sweaters just as much as the kid does. I don't like getting my hands dirty either. But just like I said 30 minutes ago, I don't give a fuck about this lawyer thing when it comes to what we're doing here and what we're building here. If someone came in here and started up some shit with us and it was like full blown everything was going, or they hurt one of us bad or they did some shit to us bad, you already know, everybody here knows that tomorrow I'm riding out looking for people to fucking hunt down and shoot. I don't give a fuck about the lawyer shit. I don't
Oh,
give a fuck
that's
about the relationships with Rooster. That's
that's
what
not
I'm
what I
saying.
meant. That's not what I meant.
Oh,
I meant in
what did
the
you mean?
sense of, no slight to him. That kid is built like a fucking twig stuck in the ground. Um,
Yeah, but he can shoot.
he
That's right.
can.
He can. I've seen it. He can shoot.
I see. I don't. I just
And
don't
he
see him as a
enjoys
shooter.
it.
But if he can, then so be it.
He can. But what I'm saying is that's a little bit of the last hurdle because maybe no one else has seen it. But look, we had to do the same shit back home, Flo. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? How many times were we told that, you know, my hair's too pretty and you're a girl and this and that and maybe you're just business people. Maybe you're just business people. How many times did we hear that? That's the same shit we're doing to the kid right now. As of now, especially for Gianni and Alessi, that didn't hang out with him as much as, me and you did when he was younger.
Yeah.
They only see him as a business kid. You know what I mean? So to everybody, including me and you even, that's all he is right now. He's doing great at it. He's fantastic at it. He knows what we are and he knows what we want to do. And he also understands the whole shooting shit. Shit, the night the Jeremiah brothers took, $10 from us or whatever the fuck it was, he was ready to go out with Gianni right then and there and fucking get him, shoot him, hog tie him, rob him, do whatever the fuck. So it's
Right.
not like he's a pussy by any means. He just thinks a little bit more like me than anybody else. He likes the idea of other people doing shit, other people, taking the fall for it, with us being in the clear. But that won't get in his way of stopping, I don't think. But I'd like to see that before he goes up a bump. Yeah, a lot of information though. Mm-hmm. I can assure you, after being around for a while and after all that, I ain't leaving this porch.
Yeah. No. In fact, I'm going to bed.
Yep. Tomorrow should be fun. We just need
Absolutely.
Gianni to wake up. Which he should be back in town.
Yep.
You in
What?
bed, Alessio? You exploring Blackwater?
No, I'm going to bed. You're just making sure that there's no
Yeah, what is that guy doing?
skinwalkers on the
Oh,
God.
okay. Yeah.
Good night.
night.
All right. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Good night.
I tell you, he's superstitious.